Good day, everyone. This is Rita Choi, founder of Asia HRM. It's so good to see all of you again, right? So Asia HRM is an international organization for human resources practitioners to stay ahead of the curve, keep abreast of latest information trends and best practices. We are focusing very much on networking and sharing of best practices. Apart from that, we also have a coaching platform called Coaching Engage Plus, connecting qualified coaches with their potential clients. And today is a very special day for us because we have this LinkedIn Live event without on LinkedIn due to some technical issues. But we are very agile. We are able to move it to other channels so that there will be no interruption on our weekly series on learning from our experts. And for today's webinar is very special in a way that our speaker is expert in what he's doing, of course, but he's not from human resources. He's from IT. But he's helping us out to resolve some of our top challenges. That is how to simplify our work process in order to bring more value to the organization. Our speaker is able to use his current resources and then promote it among all the departments at his current organization, resulting in improvement in work processes. I would love to hear his story. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Mr. Alex Wong, General Manager of IT, Information Technology of Towngas Hong Kong. Alex, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rita. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is although I'm from IT, but I'm not familiar with all the tools in the world. So this is actually my first time or second time I'm using this StreamYard. The first time is with Rita testing it out. I think yesterday for a couple of minutes. So bear with me if I am not navigating this in the correct way. But yes, thank you, Rita, for your introduction. I think the reason we get to know each other was the fact that us or me being in IT had a chance to present our program in one of the Hong Kong MA Learning and Development Program Annual Award um, competition. So because the fact that I'm sitting here, I'm not here to talk about technology. I'm here to talk about the fact that we've created a program to drive more users to become what we call the citizen developer, so that in the long run, like what Richard said, more people will be able to hands-on uh, uh, playing around with technical tools in the company to improve their work efficiency. So should I start, Rita?
Yes, yes. Yes,
I'm
please go
seeing
ahead.
only there's like two people right now, but that's the StreamYard platform only, right? You have all the
Yeah,
other audience online already. Okay,
yes,
okay, I didn't see that.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So again, I haven't been able to create a complete deck for today's presentation. My apologies. I'm basically using the deck I've used back in the Hong Kong MA competition slide. I've added a couple of additional pages just for today's information, so hope you don't mind. I'll just go ahead with the presentation first. Sorry, I think there's some audio issue, so my presentation might not have any sound to you, but there's some background music at the moment right now. Our program is actually called the digital transformation. We actually back in 2023, the beginning of 2023, we actually sent an email out to all the department heads in our company to ask them for nominations of some of the key team members who are either uh, technical savvy or actually they are passionate to use technology to make a change in their daily work or in the departments or whatsoever. So that's why you see that um, uh, this is me and this is a partner in crime. We when we were presenting on the day, I've invited one of our more famous digital squad member, part of the program, or what we call the digital squad, to come out and present together with me, so that we can showcase one of those success story as well. So I'll go through the presentation as if sorry, I'll go through the presentation not in the way I do it on the stage on that day, but as a or a description on the side, so that you know what I'm talking about. Basically, the key point for us to say is that digital transformation is a very ginormous topic. What we see day to day on some process being not digitized and not being automated is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so much more that we have to do in terms of preparing of data, and how to eliminate paperwork, how to streamline processes. So we thought that this is not something that IT alone can be doing. IT being the little ship in here. That's why I said we need all hands on deck, so that our movement would be faster. That's why we engage the digital squad. I'll talk about the digital squad later on in the program. In the presentation story, I started off saying that back in the COVID days, going to the office is already a very difficult task. Once some of the people are on a shift manner are in office already, gathering lunch order is also a very a tough job, because we're sitting on various departments, different floors as well, and we wanted to consolidate all the orders so that we could like order in one go for everyone. Believe me, having lunch is very important for us day to day as well. You guys are waiting for lunch after this as well, I believe. So back in those days, we actually had one of our non-IT colleague came up with this very simple idea using our existing tool, which is a Microsoft Power App, to create a very simple app just to send out to all the other employees in other departments to collect lunch. That is all. But once we experience that, that actually sparks the idea within our IT department and say, why don't we engage more of our end users to help us together to drive the digital transformation. That's why we created this program called Digimon. You would say, why Digimon? There was a Japanese cartoon in Hong Kong many years ago. I'm not trying to expose my age, but I just want to make sure that this is a very catchy name. So we saw that the Digimon has the prefix Digi in there. It's catchy. It's easy to remember. It's fun. Why did I say fun? It's because down the road, you see what I mean. Is because we are actually using a bottom-up approach rather than a top-down approach. And that's why if it's bottom-up, then we need to persuade people. We need to motivate people. We need to be able to really let the users think this is really helping them directly, but not some directions from the top. That's why we do that. So yeah, there you go, Digimon. There's so okay, so there are actually three key areas that we are focusing on creating this program. By the way, uh, when I said back in the beginning of 2023, we asked department heads from various functions to nominate their tech members out. We actually got back about 30 or so a digital squad member out of our roughly 2,000 strong employee base in Hong Kong. 30 people is not a lot, but uh, it's not a small number as well. We appreciate that all departments has their own representatives as well. So this is a good start. So what our three key areas that we're focusing on is the first one is the low barrier technology. Without that, forget about the whole program, because you need people to to learn how to play around by themselves. You need them to create solutions for their own departments, and so uh, first and foremost, you need to have a very easy to use technology. And nowadays, it's very easy to acquire one of some of those tools, including I believe if you are a company with a strong Microsoft environment. I'm not here to advertise on behalf of Microsoft, but indeed Microsoft's coverage is quite broad. So definitely your company would have some simple tools like Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and such. All you have to do is train more people to use them because they are low barrier, very easy to use, drag and drop. You'll be able to get more people to walk the journey together with you. So this page, I'm here just simply to show the audience how simple conditionings, drag and drops, putting in different conditions, thresholds, basically a very simple process, a simple flow is already done. So this is the key point. I'm not going to show the entire flow because it's more or less pretty much the same thing, but just to show you the structure. It's no more coding. Maybe there's a little bit, very minimal level of coding, but most of them is drag and drop, put in the right fields and things like that. So the next page, I'm actually showing um, one of our colleagues, and bear with me. The reason why we show him is because, as you can see, he's a bit more senior than our average staff ages. We wanted to emphasize that no matter your age group, as long as you're willing to learn, um, we have the tools for you, and it's very easy. So this is one of our outdoor sales manager. He's called Martin, and he in the video he's just describing his job duty and how he leverages um, the Power Apps to help him solve some of the problems which was handled by very much paper-based processes. As you can see, this is also one of our key concept where we call reverse mentoring. The young man in that video just now you saw was actually tutoring our senior staff Martin to how to use it. So we wanted to drive the point where mentoring does not have to be from senior to junior. It's just have to be the right person to teach and the right person to learn. So this is our key points in here. So the second key point is our change agent. Just like I said in the very beginning, we have nominated the traditional relationship between end users and IT staff is very simple: demand side, and supply side. What we did just now, I mentioned, we asked our department heads to nominate change agents, and for them to we call them the digital squad. And in the beginning, we have about 30 or so. After 2 years of the program, we have increased number of digital squad members to about 60 now. We hope eventually, in the perfect world, the ability to use low barrier technology, the skill set to use low barrier technology would spread to throughout all the end users, and eventually all our entire employee base would become citizen developers of some sort. So this is our second example, right? He is one of our senior legal manager. One of her tasks is to handle all the incoming inquiries from different departments about legal matters. For example, how do we register for some patent? Do I have to review with you guys on some projects because of maybe personal identifiable information is involved? All sorts of legal inquiries. In the past, they received all the incoming inquiries through phone, through IM, through emails, in 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 different format without any tracing or tracking of tracking of the entire inquiries life cycle. So she saw the opportunity to use Power Automate and Power Apps to create her own apps. Just to, if you can see, I think there's a screenshot. Okay, there you go. Inside the app, she's using a workflow manner to handle all the incoming inquiries, to flow to various of her legal staffs, her legal colleagues in the department, as well as at the end create a dashboard and see how well they're performing in terms of handling the inquiries from different departments in terms of the legal matters. So you can see that she also emphasized that the fact that the empowerment of everyone using the technology, we be able to let them uh, uh, get their own hands dirty and get onto the battles whenever there is needed. Although they are doing regular jobs every day, but whenever they see a need to improve something, to change something, now they are equipped with the knowledge and the tools to make changes. Believe it or not, the entire app is written by Dora herself. Of course, IT would be jumping in to help from time to time, but the majority of the work is being done by Dora. So let's move on to the third key point. That is the sustainable learning culture. I guess that brings back to the theme of learning and development back in the HKMA competition. So again, this is something super simple: learn, do, and share. One of the key points when we're discussing on how to run the program with merely just a couple of staffs together with me in IT. uh, Listen to me, in IT, we've never done any training and learning program before. We do codes, we do projects, right? So for us to be able to um, uh, run the program and make it sustainable, it has to be very simple for us. It can be very difficult. It cannot be some sophisticated HR or learning framework. We would not be able to handle it. We don't have the experience. So we always try to do something very simple, very effective. And for the digital squad member, simple is good for them as well because it's very easy for them to digest. All they want is to get a chance to learn and get a chance to get their hands dirty and start playing with the tools and deliver a product out. So simple is a very key point. All right. So learn, do, and share. So what we do with this very simple concept, we put a spin on it. What do you mean? So we teach them how to use the tool, uh, then we assist them in actually using the tool to create a solution, and then finally we give them a platform to share their success stories among the digital squad member, beyond the digital squad member to other end users or even to different department heads and top management people to give them an exposure or a sense of achievement. So that's very important. We believe that if we spin this wheel, eventually the number of digital squad member would grow. So this is our third example. Toby is one of our assistant engineer in one of our production plant away from our main office. Um, in the past, uh, reaching out to them for digital transformation purposes or initiative is quite difficult because the plan is quite rural. So usually their progress or the status of the digital transformation journey is a little bit behind. But ever since we have the digital squad program, Toby is one of our star squad member. He was able to create an app and bundle with the NFC functionality on the phone so that they can walk around using the app to uh, check facilities here and there and register in the app directly. So this is not a very magical transformational solution, but this is already fundamentally helping the entire team in the production plan uh, to become more digitized. right? So why do I say that in the sustainable learning culture? Because we bring him out to share his success story over and over again within the company. So now more people would learn about, oh, it's not just an app itself. It can leverage more components in the phone to interact with the real world as well, like NFC to the sensors and things like that. So all these things are getting other people excited, and this is one of the reasons why. In the very beginning, we have 30 digital squad member, and at the end of 2 years, we double our numbers already. So how do we do that? Again, for presentation sake, we put a framework around it and we call it a drive. First of all, the first letter D, we think that deploying the right resources is very important. So of course you would say digital transformation, IT, you would be talking about tools. Yes, we're deploying key low barrier technology tools as one of our key points. And I didn't write all the names in here because again, I'm not here to advertise Microsoft product. You can use any kinds of low barrier technology products, but for those who are familiar with the Microsoft ecosystem, these are all the icons from their suite of softwares. The key important thing in deploy is to deploy digital squad member. That's why we have various squad members throughout different departments so that we have a good comprehensive coverage. So resources, right? Again, we are leveraging, like what Rita said, we were leveraging on a lot of existing resources, so we don't have to spend a whole lot more money to drive this program because we've never planned for it in the very beginning. So we just wanted to see how it goes, and it was pretty successful. So first of all, community portal. I'm sorry if some of them are very Chinese. There's some Japanese in there as well. The reason is because our company in Hong Kong, we are sort of half half, right? English and Chinese are very uh, a common used language within the company's official communication. So this is like one of our Facebook-like type of portal where we put in small bite-sized tips and tricks, even including news on chat GPTs and things like that. This is the mobile version. You can see that there's a little thumbs up in here, so we can see how many people has read this post, how many has liked the post. I'll give you a more uh, uh, a desktop view where you can see, oh, this is actually like a Facebook. This is one of our posts. If you can scroll up and scroll down, you can see more different types of information. And on the side, you can see Copilot because again, if you know, Microsoft also has the Copilot, and nowadays we can also use Copilot to ask questions about the community portal as well. The second resources we leverage is the online library. It's nothing but just a SharePoint site where we put in all the information about all the tips and tricks about the low barrier technologies. Again, we turn on the Copilot for that as well, so you can easily ask the Power Automate, ask the bot how we use Power Automate, how to use Power App, and things like that. I'll give you another view from the desktop view as well. You can see that this is nothing but a SharePoint site. We are not creating any new technology here. Very approachable by the users. Third is a little bit special. We have one-on-one tutorial. We use another app inside the Microsoft ecosystem called the Booking.com app. We create different topics like Copilot, Power Apps, Power Automate. These are the topics, right? And then you can see from this animations, the video. You can also choose one of our digital squad members to become your tutor. Any end users can approach them. They will book a half an hour session so that the tutor can teach the users on how to use some of the tools. Initially we had some minor abuses of this platform where people or users thought that this is a channel for IT requests. But later on, we emphasize the fact that this is not an IT request channel. This is a tutorial channel. We got quite a good reception or feedback on this portal as well. This is the user view. You can see the topic you can choose. 30 minutes per session. This is the tutor view, where the tutor can actually assign some free time from her calendar so that users can actually book only on those available time slots only, so that the users can still go through his or her day in and day out work, including the meetings and things like that. So because this is all part-time, so we are also appreciative of the tutor, which is the digital squad member, volunteering the time in doing such kind of things. So this is resources, right? Inspire, we will continue to do different types of user sharings, company-wide publications. I'll bring this up a little bit because we've gone through the uh, program for 2 years. Every end of the year, we will create a annual newsletter showcasing what we have done for the past year, including some fun activities, some concepts, some successful stories, and so on. So, and we have some interviews of some cases, and you can see Dora in here back in 2003. We have different cases. We have resources. Sorry, I blocked all the QR code. Not that you can access it, but just in case, we just want to make sure that these are all internal resources. So we also give them QR code so they can go back to the Viva, the community portal, the booking.com, the online library, and so we can also join the digital squad member by scanning in the QR code as well. So this is 2003. 2004, we also had, and again, another year of great success. So we also post in a lot of different activities in here as well. I'm just going to skim through that. Right. So some awards as well. So again, we have also got training workshops. We have management insights. So you can see we sometimes go out and interview department heads and see how they view the impact of some of the solution delivered by some of the department team members. So these are the interviews that we would put into our company-wide publications as well. So Vitalize, right? By all the three things you see we have done in before Vitalize, we also continue to recruit more digital squad member. The reason why you see us using game cards, right? Because these are all using ChatGPT to generate out, is the fact that we are also making sure that we're keeping it casual, bottoms up, and fun. That's why we're using this approach. So you can see that these digital squad member actually came from various different departments. We wanted to make sure that representatives are within every single department so that they can spread. This is some wrong matching because we haven't created all the cards for everyone. So you can see Toby is in legal, but it's not the case. And we just want to show you the concept. We actually had Perry, our purchasing manager, to showcase his successful stories, but not here today. We just wanted to tell you how we ran the program. So his story actually got the news publications as well. He got an award from Microsoft as well. So it's a great success story. So, and also in the next phase, we are trying to gamify the whole thing as well by creating all these cards, right? We thought that we actually can let all the digital squad member level up. If they do something fantastic, we bring them up further. Of course, in terms of the reward and in terms of the recognitions as well. So again, keeping everything fun. So this is a success story that we're going to skim through because he's just talking about one of his app called Property Management Plus, where he rolled out this app created by Power App. So every single department, whenever they have some minor office space issues that they need to raise to the property management department, or or massive renovation projects, or changing the light bulbs or whatever, or switching on the lights after hours and things like that, all can go through this project management. So, so the success story is uh, ever since he created the app has already received more than 4,000 services requests, and covering 2,000 stakeholders, and saving 600 man hours because of the request workflow efficiency gain. And how do we measure this 800K? It's because if we go out and ask a vendor to create an app for us, it's about that much in Hong Kong dollars. And for us, we didn't use a dime because we use internal resources and internal readily available tools. So at the end, right, for again for the presentation on the HKMA Learning and Development Competition, we need to showcase the achievements from the program, not from any individual apps, right? So we actually delivered about 3,000 hours of training to only our 30 to 60 digital squad member. Of course, we also welcome end users, but our measurements or our focuses is on the digital squad members. They have delivered actually more than 240 apps throughout these 2 years. Of course, there are big scales, there are small scales, they're simple, they're complex. We're not here to judge, but we are all here to encourage more people to create apps. And in average, all these 240 apps covers services to about 62% of our end user base, which is quite a good number, 300% ROI. So at the end, we wanted to drive the message and say that the transformation is constant. Unfortunately, you are not able to hear the music very inspiring, but we wanted to say that the transformation means to us in a way where we think we are ready. We The program itself is not to turn on people with the knowledge of any specific tools. The program itself is to switch on people's motivation or inertia to start um, getting their hands on, creating apps, solving problems with technical solutions. So if the mindset is here, then in the future, whatever new technology came in, like AI agents, whatever, we're ready. We have 60 strong, 90 strong, 120 strong of non-IT users ready for the next level of learning. So just want to use the chance to showcase, to get everyone excited. We think that in the future we have a lot more different types of digital squad members in the company. So our force will become stronger and stronger. That's my presentation, Rita.
Thank you, Alex, for walking us through this transformation journey, right?
I
I
think
think
she's
it's a
coming
very
back in.
successful story. Yeah, can you hear me? Can, right? Alex, can you hear me? Alex, hello? Alex, can you hear me?
Yep, I can just hear
Yeah,
you right now.
okay, that's good. So, in the interest of time, I only have one question for you. Um, you know, most of company is not as big as uh, Towngas, right? I understand that the
Hmm.
journey that you have taken actually is more challenging than a smaller size company. So for an SME, right? Because most of the companies are SMEs. If we want to kickstart the process, what would be the first step that you recommend us to do?
Um, I actually, frankly speaking, I believe that the program that we're running, if the smaller the company, I think the easier it will be, because I'm assuming that everyone is using a lot of very readily available tools already, like within including Microsoft tools. I think one of the most difficult challenges we face is we need to um, constantly find out activities, contents to keep our digital squad member motivated month in and month out. So if you have 30, if you have 60, if you have 90, imagine keeping them excited is not an easy task. This is one of the more difficult side of our program. But imagine if you're SME, or if you are a mid-sized company, if you have 10 squad members, you have 15, 20, if you have five, I believe keeping them excited is a lot more easier and a lot more personal. So don't make excuses. Don't create reasons. I think no matter your sizes, I think it's very easy to start.
Okay, so keeping them excited is one of the key. Very, very
Yeah,
nice. Okay, thank you, Alex, for this
no
for
problem.
sharing with us with this great journey, and
Yep.
congratulations for all the great work that you have done. I'm happy
Thank
for
you.
you
Thank
and
you. I hope
also
it's
for your
helpful.
company. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so coming forward, yeah, thank you, Alex. So
I'll
coming
just
forward, I would like,
leave by now
yeah,
first, Rita.
yeah, sure,
All
sure,
right.
sure,
Thank
sure.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, so I would love to announce for the next event, which is the continuation of our webinar, and this time we will have it on next Friday, and we are so glad that we have invited the CHRO of Jepson Hong Kong to walk us through a journey. Again, it's a transformation journey. She is going to share with us how HR transformed from a support function to a transformation powerhouse. So it will be held next Friday at 12 o'clock Hong Kong time. So I look forward to seeing all of you, and I also look forward to her story so that all of us can also get transformed. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you. Bye bye.